Hello and welcome to the MHG podcast. As usual, life can be a little bit miserable, life can be a little bit dark, so we're here to bring you a little bit of light with my good buddy Stu, and I, Brad, to bring you the joy, absolute joy. How you doing, Stu?
Oh yeah, I'm good, and yeah, you're a joyous content creator. That's the key thing. That's what we want to do. Yeah.
Apparently, the all like the podcast awards and that were this last week or something, and I don't know why we weren't there.
Oh no, we should have turned up so we could have collected our award. Yeah.
I know. I didn't realise we was up for all the awards. No, we wasn't. But I think like the computer game show apparently I think was up for an award or two, and some others, and okay, fair enough. I know when I'm not wanted.
Well, you know, if they've overlooked us yet again, then they're clearly doing something wrong. So fair enough.
Yeah, we're definitely not like Phil and Holly.
No,
I don't have a penchant for young boys, and no one's stalking you.
Nope, and we're not jumping the queue to see the Queen in a funeral. That was hilarious. It was so funny that like everyone was more pissed off about that than they were about Philip Schofield lying to his wife and cheating on her for 20 years or whatever it was.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. Talking of ridiculous, and this isn't a segue to video game shit. We just done a video game only episode last week, so like some of the things we missed by not talking about shit for a week. Obviously, Donald Trump getting shot, hilarious. But bad at the same time. Not bad because he got shot, but bad because it could have won in the election. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, it hasn't possibly won in the election because his entire campaign was built on Joe Biden, who has now, since got COVID, is probably, unfortunately, on his way out of life. He seems like he's actually very ill, but he's going out with a no fucks given attitude, which I love. But now we've got Kamala Harris, who's now running and is being endorsed left, right, and centre. And I don't think he knows how to cope with her, which is brilliant. But I don't know what's going on there, but we missed that. We've missed new Labour government, which is going to be for the country, not for them, basically suspending anyone who voted to get rid of the 2-child benefit cap and help those in poverty. So proving they are just Tories in disguise. Thankfully, Ian Byrne, Liverpool's MP, was one of those who voted to scrap it and has been suspended. So well done him. So we missed that. What else have we missed? Obviously, Farage doesn't give a flying shit about people in Clacton. Instead, went straight out to America. Who would have guessed it? Awful news coming out of the police force in Manchester, stamping on a defenceless guy's head. No matter what he'd done beforehand, he was laying in a prone position, not a threat to the police, and they started stamping on his head. He now has a cyst on his brain, and who knows where he'll be with that. But people leaping to defend it because he was not a white English person, so it's okay apparently to stamp on his head, so that's disgusting. So we've missed all that in the last week, but I do want to go a bit positive. Our Ashley James Hero of the Week, Stu.
Yeah.
Who do you think it is? Who do you think I'm going to go for?
I have no idea, actually.
It's not only Ashley James.
Hey.
Basically, she spent the last week or so basically holding anything that's been tweeted by anyone in government to account. Literally, they've been saying one thing, and she's been going on there going, well, why? Why to do this? Why to say this? And it's just like she's just been on a barrage of holding people to account. And I love it.
That is superb. Yeah, that is brilliant. I don't really go on Twitter like for entertainment. I just post the podcast, so I've missed that. But that's really
I do because I'm ADHD, autistic, and sadistic, and I can't help myself. I'm like I can't get out of it. But she's on there. She's doing everything. I think she's heard about the Ashley James Hero of the Week award, and she stepped up her game. I think that's what it is.
That sounds logical. She probably saw us shortlisted on the podcasting awards and triggered her memory. Yeah.
But absolutely brilliant. Like all it takes is more people to just basically step up, just find something you disagree with, like from the governments and like the people in power, and just go, whoa, just no, that's not how it goes. Also, if we want other things, what we've got, Paula Radcliffe wants to protect women, by the way. Paula Radcliffe, former Olympian, wants to protect women, and that's why she doesn't want trans men, or trans women, potentially. Sorry, 2 seconds, Edith. She doesn't want trans women competing with women in sport because you've got to protect women. Has wished good luck to Dutch convicted rapist who raped a 12-year-old British girl for his upcoming Olympics.
Oh, Jesus.
It's all about protecting women, Stu.
Of course it is. Yeah, it's not about some spurious bloody culture war.
Yes. But that was fairly recent, so we didn't miss that. That would have been mentioned this week, and that would have been the thing I would have led with. But hey, apparently the world hasn't just like healed itself with Labour getting in.
No, it's no surprise. And the whole Kamala Harris thing, it's better than Trump, but she's got, things that would make you and me sort of turn green, blanch and throw up in her past as well. And she's not she's not the hero. She's just different, and because she's different to Trump and his cult of personality, she's being thrust to the forefront and people are going to vote for her. And it's like, yeah, well, you're applying all the wrong rules again. You're not going, oh, thank God we've got somebody who we genuinely respect and like. It's not like AOC has suddenly stepped up and we're like, oh God, yeah, she'll actually make a difference. It's more like she's just got this whole coconut tree thing going on and sound bites, and it's just like, yeah, it's not as disappointing, of course, but it's still disappointing that that's what it's all been brought down to. Yeah,
no, totally. But as I said, it's better than the alternative, and that's all that matters in America at the moment, unfortunately.
Yes. Stabilising the world so it's not going to blow up is much more important, definitely.
Although it did make me laugh, by the way. Hulk Hogan was at the RNC rally thing, endorsing Donald Trump, and they kept referring to Hulk Hogan as Hulk Hogan. So it's been pointed out, well, they don't have much problem referring to people as their actual names, do they? The names they want to be known as and not their original names. So I don't see why they have an issue when trans women want to do it. That was the other thing that all came with that as well. People calling out Elon Musk because he's been going on about his son's dead because of the woke puberty blockers and stuff like that, and because now he's got a daughter and his daughter wants nothing to do with him. So he's calling that going. He still won't refer to his daughter by a current name and stuff like that. Well, he then done an interview saying that he doesn't want people to use Twitter anymore, and he wants everyone to call it X. Right? So people have just hounded him, going, "But Elon, I thought you didn't have a problem with using someone's dead name all the time."
Oh, yeah. The woke mind virus, he called it. Yeah, he's a disgusting man. And it is ridiculous what they'll do. Oh, no, yeah, you can't call things this. Oh, but you must call things this. And you can, don't follow the rules, but make sure you follow our rules. But then don't follow our rules.
Just follow the rules I want when I want them.
Yeah, it doesn't make, there's no logic.
That's how I run my family flat.
Yeah.
Follow my rules when I decide they're appropriate.
Yep.
But a woke mind virus actually sounds like something that should be introduced into whatever the next revision of Dungeons and Dragons is as a way to fight the mind flayer.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. Gives you a +2 bonus every time you roll it. Yep.
Yeah, I don't mind the I'd rather have the woke mind virus because I am awake to injustice and everything. Being woke just means not being an arsehole.
Pretty much. They don't. The thing is, they never categorise it, do they? Never say what it actually means, what they mean.
No, they've just used it as now it's an insult.
Yeah, just a general insult. Like,
I don't like this thing. It's woke.
Yeah, just like they've switched out. Like, it's obvious they're wanting to use the N word with Kamala Harris, but they can't. So they're saying DEI, which means diversity and inclusion, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Saying, she's only been put in place because she's black, which is disgusting. So,
but that's the best thing, that she is a black woman. So it's like they've really got to be careful twice over now.
Oh yeah, Oh, absolutely.
So I love it. The fact they've got to be that careful. But I mean, they're going to just go completely off the deep end. And that's kind of why, as much as I don't agree with a lot of her history, I think she's probably the best candidate to actually keep the Democrats in power for another. Will she only get 4 years, or will she get a potential 8?
Well, I mean, potentially she can do 8, yeah, because being vice president doesn't count.
Yeah, she can do, right, yeah. I wasn't sure if she only counts as part of like this Biden term stuff, because I know he's all done in 4s anyway, so she might only get 4, but I didn't know whether she can still do 8 because she's taking over, or whether she can only do the rest of this 4. But anyway, that's a totally different thing. Do you know what else doesn't really matter, Stu?
What's that?
Video games.
True. Although they
do matter. But no, they do matter because they're escapism. So I like playing my politically charged video games that you've got an undertone of story and that shine a light on life. But sometimes I like to shoot aliens in the face and presidents in the ear.
Oh, that was you, was it? No, for the benefit of the FBI, that was just a joke.
Yes. Or either that, or you're going to drop me like Jack Black did to Kyle Gass because he's a sellout twat.
Yeah.
Anyway, video games, Stu.
Yeah. So you sounded like you were leading to something. Have you been playing something politically focused this week?
I mean, you couldn't be any further from it, in all fairness. Been playing 2 games. One I'll come to, I've got to make a statement about before I talk about it, because technically I worked on it a little bit at one point. But the first one is called Forgotten Minds. You'll like this, Stu. It's a bit of a roguelike.
Yeah.
It's tactical RPG turn-based stuff.
Oh, well, actually, yeah, that sounds all right.
Yeah. There's no deck building in it.
Wow, okay.
I know.
I'm intrigued.
I know. Yes. I've been playing a lot of deck building games though. Anyway, that's me going off on that. But basically, it's just a tiny little game actually, and it's just really, really good. You basically travel through these mines, and sort of like each room is a new area you go in, and when you go in, there's resources to collect, there's enemies to take down, and you get a certain amount of moves to basically get through this room before moving on. And you put down your characters, you're down in the mine, and then tactically you put them in a certain area, like you're doing like Into the Breach and things like that. So you choose where you want to put them compared to where other enemies are, and you've got various attacks. You can move a certain amount, so it's like normal like turn-based, grid-based tactics stuff. In there, and you have to choose between, right, do we want to gang up on this person or take down this person, or maybe have one person try and do the attacking here while another one collects resources, and in the resources there might be things like gold for currency, there might even be a weapon you could get, and the further you go, the more money you get, the more resources you get, the more like the different weapons and upgrades you get for like getting through each room. It's a really fast-paced thing. It's basically, you go in, it's like bang, 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 move on, bang, 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 move on, stuff like that. It's really well-paced, but still challenging. But I said, it's got the Into the Breach thing, where each room is on a smaller scale than what you'd usually get in, say, like a Final Fantasy Tactics or something like that, where it's a bit more sprawling, the area. Everything's on like a square grid. And it's just really, really good. I'm not overly great at it, but you sort of like, you go through, you can choose your upgrades, choose how you attack, and what it does really well, it just lets you just kind of get into it by playing, and lets you discover ways of exposing weaknesses of the enemies, or trying to find clever ways to get around. It doesn't ever kind of guide you. But it doesn't just throw you in early on. It's really clever how it gets you into the game. And you sort of go back. I went back and tried it from the very beginning again. I thought, do you know what? I'll try it very early. I like doing this with games that try and help you improve by letting you play. I went back to the very first. It was like reset my save and everything. Went back, and I absolutely pissed through the early levels. which I think is a good sign of how to do tutorial stuff without doing actual, here's a tutorial type of thing. But yeah, it's one of those that's really good to just pick it up, playing for 20 minutes on a travel or a quick lunch break or something like that. Simple tactics, into the breach style, but more sort of like, definitely more dungeon crawling, some more fantasy based rather than military based. And yeah, it has got something called a descent mode as well, which is apparently it's more challenging, but I've not got to that yet because it's like apparently it has more of everything and it's more difficult, and you just basically go as far down as you can into the mines. But yeah, really, really good, really intuitive, and it's like £6, I think, as well. So it's an absolute bargain for what you get, and it's definitely worth having. It works brilliantly on the Steam Deck.
Lovely, yeah. No, it looks really good. I might pick that up. It also, yes, good price. You know, pretty low price. Even at full price, it's a low price. So
yeah.
Yeah, and that's becoming more and more of a consideration now, sadly. Yeah, because
I think with so many games, especially, yeah. I think I allow myself, like, if I'm going to buy, I allow myself one, say, so to speak, bigger budget game, where I know it's going to be maybe like £30 or plus. And then anything else I pick up, I think I'm waiting now to at least it's under a tenner if I'm picking it up myself rather than... Again, it's why I love doing this sometimes, because I do get review code for games I really, really want. And yeah, but this is one of those, I think, if someone said to me, oh, this is this game, I would have gone, oh, that's on the wish list. Anyway, but yeah, £6, you can't go wrong. So, yeah. Coffee and a cake, that one, I think, not just a coffee.
Yeah, but you know, all the better for it. And yeah, no, it's cost of living crisis as well. It's just like it hits everyone, and you know, I think in the past, you get your games, you get your AAAs, what we wouldn't call AAAs back in the day, but you know, the ones that were regular on the shelves from the big suppliers and big distributors, and you'd be like, yeah, they're good and they cost a lot of money, and then the cheap games are obviously cheap because they're crap, and that's just not the case now. And you can play through a whole year of gaming spending a really small amount of money and play the best games most of the time. So that is good because nobody's got any money.
No, and in a way, I know. So this is why one of the reasons I will always continue to do this, because it gives me access to things that I wouldn't otherwise have to not play, and. Is it the right reason to do it? Again, that's another discussion for another time. But one, it keeps me happy, which is why the whole reason I set up MHG in the first place was to stop me kidding myself. So it's done that well. But
well, yeah,
chance to play things that otherwise I wouldn't take a chance on because I just don't have the money. But these are the ones I probably would, and I want as many people to know about them as possible, because they're not going to do gangbusters, unfortunately, because they're not. It's not the most wonderful game you will ever play. That's the thing. It's not like like Dead Cells, where it just comes out of nowhere and absolutely blows everything out the water. It's a genre that's been done and dusted many times before, but it just does it well and it does it cheap, and it's playable on the Steam Deck. So that's always a big bonus. Even though it's not verified yet, it should be. I can't see any reason why it won't be.
Yeah, no, fair play. Excellent. Yeah, want to check it out.
What have you been? Yes, what have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing one from a few years back now, but I wanted a little time filler because of some of the weird stuff I've got on the docket at the moment, which meant I needed mouse and keyboard, which, you know, most of the time don't bother going near mouse and keyboard games. So I needed something to just fill the time, not cost a lot of money. And that was Tower, spelled TWWWR. And yeah, it's only a little game. It bills itself as a small game, and it's a kind of dungeony adventure in the style of Zelda, and it's pixel art, and it's, you know, you have to ascend this tower and complete the levels, and the storyline is basically you dropped off, you need to collect money, and you go into this abandoned tower because there's riches there, and there are a bunch of old bits of robotics that are on there that have taken over and become semi-sentient and trying to stop you, but you feel perfectly fine about blowing them away.
Average Friday, yeah, average Friday.
Exactly, totally. And other than feeling, happy about blowing things away with a gun, that only comes on a Thursday now and again. But so it's a small game, but it's got a lovely layout. They've really thought about the patterning of the levels. So there's lots of gaps to jump, which you don't really have in Zelda, because Zelda does automatically jumping in its games. But it has and it has a gun, instead of a sword. Apart from that, it's going and discovering, boxes and items and solving very, very minor puzzles. In fact, there's hardly any puzzles in it whatsoever, really. But, to its positive, to its credit, really, because it's only expected to be a light, zippy platform / adventure. And it's got a lovely mix of patterns in its robots. They have, some good behaviours that interact well with one another. There's some sort of static gun emplacements and things like that make traversal tricky but not impossible. It's nicely pitched in difficulty, and it lasts about 2 hours. It looks lovely. They've used some nice sort of dithering effects and fake kind of lighting effects to really make things pop. And they've got a great contrast between a load of botanical stuff, plants and flowers, and this rusted out old tower that you climb in. And it's got that kind of that Pixar aesthetic that kind of makes you think of, I'm blanking on the name. Oh god, that's terrible. The one where you rotate the tower and you've got a little white character.
Fez.
Yes, Fez, sorry. Yeah, it has a very Fezzy kind of look to it. So it's lovely, very small. If you're into adventure games of that kind of type, you can't really go wrong with it. It's extremely cheap, and even at full price. One of the people who involved in it is called Lease, known as Faxdoc. I was just checking out their itch.io or itch.io page, and they've been involved in a lot of stuff, including Rusted Moss, which I played and reviewed and really liked. So really good. I really want to see if we can try and get them on the podcast for an interview and have a chat with them. That would be great. But really good, highly recommended.
Yes, £2, just more less than £3. I saw, I'm sure it's weird you said this, because I think I saw this on a video last week, or earlier this week, of 50 underrated games or something on Steam.
Yes, that's where I saw it. Yeah,
it is right. Okay, yeah, right. So that is, and I looked at it, and it was one of those. I went, I'll add that to the wish list later, and then I completely forgot to add that one. So I'm glad you've mentioned that. It's now added to the wish list, and I'll pick that up as a treat next week, maybe for myself.
Yeah.
Because it does look really good. Have you finished it, or are you still in the middle of it?
Yeah, finished it. I did.
How long?
Yeah, it was 2 hours, I think.
Yes, super. Yeah. So that's a nice weekend jobby, that one. Just to, but that looks really good. I'm glad to hear it's really good, and I like the character design as well.
All the design in it is lovely, and like Rusted Moss, I think Faxdoc might be the pixel artist. I'm not sure, but yeah, their work is really good. As I say, that use of contrast and the use of colour palettes, as well as the lighting, is very, very clever. Doing a lot with very little is something that's really good from that.
I'm looking at it now, and obviously when I watch the videos, whenever you talk about games I've not played and stuff like that, I watch the videos and I look, how well can I see it on the video? Because obviously, anyone who doesn't know, I'm blind, with very, very limited vision, and I could play this. Looks like I could play this. There's a couple of areas where the character seems to blend into the background a bit, but not as the general flow of the video. I'm watching it, and it's like, I can see exactly where the character is most times. So I'll pick this one up and give it a play. It definitely looks interesting.
Yeah, excellent.
Moving on. So, again, this is one little bit of a statement. A while back, I done a little bit of an internship at a PR company, just to see what it was like behind the scenes and stuff like that. but this is back when I thought, my vision might improve and I might be able to still go out and work. I thought I want to try and get to PR. Done a little bit with these guys, and unfortunately, vision got worse, couldn't carry on. But one of the games that they was working on while I was there was The Garden Path. And basically, I done a very couple of small bits on it. Maybe helped with a press release or two. I never actually worked on the game itself, but for anyone, if it ever comes out, it's there. I have had involvement with this. Anyway, that's just to cover it for when, obviously, just in case people go, well, this is why you're like this about it. Anyway, the game's shit, Stu.
Really?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's
not. It's really not. It's... I really don't know how to describe it. It's just a cosy, relaxing nature game. It's technically a life sim, I suppose. You sort of like, you set up a garden and you sort of like you go fishing. You collect things. You sort of like do trading in there. You then grow your vegetables. Again, the more you grow things, and then you trade them, make more money to expand. It's got all those basics in there, but you just play this game at your own pace. There is literally no, you've got to do this, you've got to do this, and you meet interesting characters, and you get to learn their stories, and it encourages you just to go on a wander. As I said, like, the different things you could do is just really, really good. And it's all about just exploration and discovery, and it's got a really cool, like, you earn little achievements as you go and do different things. So like, say for example, like, once you set up your base, your hut, or your shed, you get an achievement, but all the achievements are told in the constellations. Which is a really cool way to do it. So you look up to the constellations to kind of see what you've achieved in the game. It's a really nice little way of doing it. Everything about it is just nice. So this isn't a game that's obviously going to appeal to the Call of Duty crowd or anything like this. But yeah, you sort of like, it's for a bit of fair balance with it. The only issue I've got with it is the intro to it isn't great in terms of, this is what game it is and this is what you need to do. This is the sort of game where I feel it needed a bit more, maybe a bit more guidance, or just a bit more, I think, almost hand-holding, just to explain, because you're like, it's telling you, these are the controls and this is what you could do, but it doesn't really give you a point as to what you're doing. Now, which is weird, because the overall is just, it's a relaxing time. There isn't really a point to it. But I think it needed to go, you've arrived here and this is what you need to at least get you properly set up with a base. It could have done with maybe that. But I get why they haven't at the same time. I just think from an accessibility point of view, it would have been a nice option. Do you just want to go off and do your own thing, or do you want some like proper guidance? Because again, from an ADHD point of view, I very nearly got frustrated earlier, just went, do you know what, maybe I'll come back to this later. Thankfully, I stuck through it, and as soon as it hit that part that I was like, right, okay, I know what I'm doing now, and I'm just going to have just a relaxing time, then yeah, it hit me perfectly everywhere. I mean, it's got its own 24-hour clock within there, and I've got to get this right. The seasons run to a real well 28 days. So I think, like, essentially it's a year in the game, or all 4 seasons, whatever year is in the game, is 28 real-time days. Really? And I like games that do that real well. Like Animal Crossing does it really well. But this actually has less of the restrictions, and there's not as many restrictions as Animal Crossing has. It's not a case of, you want to build your house here. That's fine. Like, put your feet down. Like, come back tomorrow, and then we'll let you know it's started to be built. Yes, we started to build it. I'll come back tomorrow, and we'll let you know if it's built. Kind of thing. It hasn't got any of that in there. You plop your little place down. You're gonna use as your base, and it's there. So well done. Quality of life improvement over Animal Crossing there. yeah, it's just friendly. It's like you build your garden up, your plots and everything. You meet people, and I don't know how far in I am. I don't think there is like how far in you are, but it's designed to be played in literally small chunks as well. So it's what it's done. Animal Crossing was designed in a way, and I think Cozy Grove as well, where it wanted you in daily, but it wanted you in there daily as well. Whereas this is very much designed with you've woke up in the morning, you've got your breakfast, your cup of coffee, and you've got half hour before you go to work or you start your day, take the kids to school, whatever. Sit down, play this for 10 to 30 minutes, is how they describe it, and do your errands, see some visitors, explore a bit, turn it off, come back tomorrow. And I think it almost has, if you want to stay in it for hours upon hours upon hours, you can, but it's not going, oh, you must stay. There is stuff to do, but nothing to do at the same time. So it is really designed around quick play, to fit around your life, to fit around everything else you've got going on, what other games you might be playing. And for that, I honestly think this is one of those that if I was still playing Animal Crossing, I actually honestly believe this would make me go, I tell you what, I'm going to shelve Animal Crossing because that's too much of an investment. This is what I want from a daily slice of life game. And it does it really, really, really well. And yeah, I can't recommend this one enough.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I mean, it looks gorgeous. It's got that great kind of cut out paper character effect that I really appreciate that. And yeah, lovely. Yeah, because the atmosphere and the aesthetic is so important to these games, isn't it? And it seems like it nails it.
Totally. And I think that's everything about it is cozy. And I know. So what I will say, if you're someone, do you know, like some people go, oh God, it's a cozy game. Don't like cozy games. You're not going to like this. It's not going to change your mind on anything. If you like cozy games, you're going to love it. I'm not even going to say if you like Animal Crossing, you're going to love it, because I think Animal Crossing is definitely for a certain type of person, and this isn't an Animal Crossing clone. It's just that kind of, the only reason I made that comparison is obviously the idea of a living world that actually runs to an hour clock. And has you going back day. That's the only comparison. Aside from that, it's not Animal Crossing. It's much more honed for a start. It's really, really good. It's really good.
Great.
Definitely try it if you like a cozy video game.
Yeah, lovely. Probably not one that I'll pick up, but it sounds like it'll.
No. Again, I know it's not. Yeah. You're not into those as such. You just prefer FIFA and Call of Duty, don't you? And Madden.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. As long as it's published by Ubisoft or Activision, then that's normally my jam.
Yeah. That's the one. That's the only way. That's the way you only played NBA Jam, innit?
That's right.
I don't know. But it's such a busy time for indies at the moment. I've just had so many on the go. I've like Operator and Link It 2. I played. I'm still playing actually. I say I played last week and the week before, and actually had them for Link It 2. I've had for about 3 weeks. It's amazing, and that they are absolutely brilliant. But then you sort of go beyond that. It's like, just to give you an idea of what we've still got to cover in the coming weeks. We've got a Ranger, Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers, which is like a Balatro-like, but very much different at the same time. Ete, which is an art-based first-person walking simulator that is brilliant. Galactic Glitch, which is like a twin stick shooter type thing. We've got a star named Dios, which I've got to play still. The absolutely brilliantly wonderful Yorkshireman should be in every single video game ever. Thank goodness you're here. Vampire Therapist, among other stuff that's still got to come out. There is just so many wonderful indies, and you've got a couple coming up as well. I know it's a bit of a dry spell for some of the big titles, but the indie scene just thrives at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's nothing. I can't think there's anything really big that I'm looking forward to. I was looking forward to Kunitsugami by Capcom, but I played the demo and it was like, well, it was all right. It was not 100% my kind of thing. So I'll pick that up when it's cheap. But it was like the only kind of big, in quote unquote, title I was looking forward to in the summer, and that's gone off the table. So yeah, there's nothing now that I like the idea of Lego Horizon, which is sort of later in the year.
I do and I don't,
because
it goes really against the tone of what the game is, and I don't know how that's gonna. But yeah, I'm interested in it, but I don't know if it's gonna work personally.
Yeah, it's one of those wait and sees. So I might check that out. And then there were some other couple of bits and pieces, but yeah, there's nothing that I'm like, oh my god, I can't sleep until that comes out kind of thing.
No, not on that side. Whereas Spirit Swap, I still can't wait for, which is an indie match-3 puzzle game made by a queer developer that really, really sort of like jumped in on the queer as well. And yeah, I can't wait for that one.
Excellent.
Yeah. Anyway, it is the 6 weeks holiday show, and I've got an autistic daughter hammering around because she wants me to shut up now. So I think, unfortunately, for everyone else, I'm going to have to shut up now.
No worries, yeah. So, as usual, make sure you're checking out all of our content on the website. Make sure you're looking at the Indie Roundup, which, you know, of anything that we're not covering on the podcast, and also sometimes stuff that we are, is on there. Very worth checking out every time. And also make sure you're looking at all of our YouTube content. Join our Discord to chat if you like. And then until next time, stay safe and stay sane.